us, we will climb this far to give you a voice in what's going on from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports, and even entertainment. Join us weekdays, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
It's Ramadan. It's the season of sharing and caring. As Muslim faithfuls all over the world pray and fast, may peace reign all over, especially in troubled regions. Allah's blessing to us all. May the supplication of every sincere heart be heard. Ramadan Kareem, from all of us at Voice of the People Television.
All right, good morning to you. Welcome to another day on VOP this morning on VOP Television. I am Moses Humphrey, and yesterday was Thursday the 14th. Yesterday was something else because towards the evening, a lot of Nigerians, well, I don't know about you, but from where I am in Lagos, where we're broadcasting from, a lot of Nigerians could not access social media, especially from particular networks. I think all of them, actually.
All of them.
Nigerians couldn't access. Anyway, we'll talk about that one after proper introductions have been done. Well, I'm Moses Humphrey once again. Welcome to the program.
But we need to talk about it now. Why do you have to wait till after proper introduction? As they pay us, supposed to do the talk straight up. But all the same, it's a weekend edition of the VOP this morning. I am Fina Okechukwu. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria.
Well, very good morning to you, wherever you're watching us from. My name is David Edwin. It's a beautiful morning. And Moses rightly did mention the interesting part of yesterday's evening.
You call it interesting?
Very interesting, because on one part, some of us wanted to work from home, and we could not access the internet.
It just goes to, when I was about going to bed and I had gone through, tried as much as I could to peruse the papers, get online, see what's happening, and I couldn't, I just, realized how dependent we have become on the internet.
Yeah.
There was a time when we will purchase actual papers and sit down. It was a theme at that time.
Yeah.
When they say the man gets home from work, he sits down, puts his leg on the stool, and then flips the papers while he's watching the news on the station. Then watching the news and flipping, and the woman is cooking. It was a thing then. But now everybody's on their phone, blue light in your eyes, and everything. And if that's not working, it feels like your life has stopped. It feels like everything has been paused. It's amazing how we have become so dependent on the internet and social media in particular.
It was actually interesting because yesterday where I was, I could recall the little boy, telling the dad, Daddy, thank God you're with us today, being in the sitting room. Because on the norm, the man is used to coming home and focusing on it, just on the Wi-Fi, focusing on the laptop. But he starts to come and be like, Daddy, thank God you're with us today. What's happening? Father said, nothing, just that the network actually is frustrating me. I said, okay, fine, no problem. I think that's a good one. Because growing up, I could remember my father, calling all of us and say, come and sit down. Listen to the network news. After, you will take your time to explain. But with the invention of the technology and the internet and everything, most parents actually don't remember.
So basically, good for some, bad for others.
Exactly.
Very true.
That's it.
Okay.
But we also understand that it was a submarine cable somewhere around Cote d'Ivoire, underneath the sea, that got damaged, that affected both Nigeria and Ghana. I mean, the entire internet just went
down.
So, but I think it's better this morning because we can access internet this morning as well. And we trust that you also are accessing the internet this morning. But then, let's just quickly go into what we will be talking about today.
Oh yes. Today on the very first topic we'll delve into after the paper review is federal government proposing $1 billion to rehabilitate the country's seaports.
Also on our radar this morning, we have the federal government files a terrorism charges a case against Amiati Allah. And these and more is what we'll look at after the newspaper review.
Oh, well, before we get into the conversation, we would like you to click on the subscribe button. If you haven't, subscribe to our page and, of course, click that like button so that you can get notification whenever we come straight up live. Well, on YouTube, we are at Voice of the People TV, and on all other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. We're going to be diving straight into the papers, but that will be after this very short break. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. So now let's go into the papers, looking at stories that made it to the cover pages of some dailies. But I'm not interested to know that as the Ramadan goes into full gear, we here at VOP, Voice of the People TV, we have gifts to give you. In the course of time, we'll let you know how you can, be a partaker of this largesse. All right. But you would have to follow on YouTube, all right? You would have to follow Voice of the People TV on YouTube. That's the very first criteria. And other things will follow, all right? We'll let you into all of this in the course of time. Wonderful gift items to be given to you as we celebrate Ramadan and the Lenten season, which, of course, is gradually coming to an end. That one is coming to an end. Oh, well, let's dive into the papers now from the Punch newspaper, where I would like to start from. Banner headline here, staring me in the face. School attacks. Bandits demand 1 billion naira for 287 pupils. Issue March 27 deadline. They're giving deadlines. Kidnappers called on Tuesday, gave us 20 days to raise ransom, says community leader. Hostages held in difficult location, used as human shield to prevent bombardment, DHQ. Why would you even want to bombard? You rescue first. On top of the nameplate, I don't know, probably dwell on this one for a bit. Oh well. Goodness gracious. Okay, well, on top of the nameplate, Senate reviews 30 trillion naira loan document. Summon CBN officials. Facebook, Netflix, Google, others pay 3.2 trillion naira tax. NBS. Port Harcourt refinery gets 450,000 barrels crude. Resumes operations April. All right, I saw another report that said the end of March. We'll probably get to that one. So it's April, March, April. Politics over. It's time for governance. Tinubu tells governors at Iftar. Nigeria leads as ECOWAS members default on 150 judgments. Nigeria leads as ECOWAS members default on 150 judgments. Many injured, 18 arrested as youths attack Ogun monarch. Amoteco heightened security in Osun boundary communities. All right, these are the headlines that we have from the Punch newspaper. Well, already, the Port Harcourt refinery. The Port Harcourt refinery, we did say that government has been postponing that one, has been postponing the commencement of that one for quite some time now. There was a time we were told that it would be in December. No, first it was in December, and then after Christmas, and then in January, and then March, April. One just starts to wonder, why don't you just take your time? Don't tell us anything. Just take your time, get it fixed. When you're done, come and tell us this is when we are starting. We're starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
But, well, from this report that the refinery has received 450,000 barrels of crude, well, we do hope that this particular tunnel, has had its lights brought forward. So, I mean, the light at the end of this particular tunnel has
Be in
been
the middle
brought forward.
Yeah, in the middle now.
I don't know.
Yeah, because to be in the middle now, from the look of things.
Oh, well,
Whoever,
we cannot. Go ahead.
whoever drops that light at the end and not the middle or the beginning.
How will you see to get to that end of the tunnel?
Oh, well, we do hope that this one will come to fruition as soon as possible. All right, so we can start reaping the benefits. I do hope we will be able to reap the benefits and not have to complain after now. Many injured, 18 arrested as youths attack Ogun Monarch. What disrespect, if you ask me. Traditional rulers, traditional leaders seem to be, taken for granted these days. Gone are those days when you talk about traditional leaders, you tremble.
True.
When they come out to speak, you reverence them.
It's quite funny.
Is it the woke thing, the generation woke?
I don't really think
Would
so.
I attribute that to woke, or would I attribute it to some level of infiltration?
Infiltration, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the same gods, the little God, that was once feared for the reason why those monarchs at the time were also being respected normally.
I don't think it's about.
Does it look like the gods are now?
I think it's more about losing respect. We see governors sacking traditional leaders. I think they have delegated their responsibility in such a way that they've come to lose respect. Anyway, we have with us in the studio Barrister Darlington Agumwa. Good morning to you, Barrister, as he joins us for the newspaper review.
Yeah, Moses, good morning and happy weekend.
Good morning to you, sir.
Happy weekend.
And Humphrey and
David and
Moses
Fina.
is Humphrey, actually. Moses Humphrey. He's same
David
person.
and Fina.
David Edwin.
David and Fina.
And Fina Wachuku. Yeah.
Thank God it's right.
How will you say that?
The traditional ruler you are talking about. Remember, we have political traditional ruler and
That's another
natural
angle to it.
traditional ruler. So, when you are a political traditional ruler, your guess is as good as mine how you be respected by your people. Some bought their own traditional office with money and political alignment. They will never have the respect of their people. So don't be surprised when something happens. There are some traditional rulers in Yoruba land. When they speak today, even as of today, everybody will listen to them. This thing that happened, it can never happen to them. Lie, can never. So this one they attack. Go and check what happened. Either they don't chop money for the people, or something is after them.
Well, speaking about traditional rulers, yesterday it was announced that the Olubado of Ibadan has passed on just after 2 years on the throne. Quite an unfortunate one. Well, we do commensurate with all of the people of Ibadan at this time. All right, can we?
You know the hoopla that office generated before the man was installed.
Yes.
How he crowned some obas who are not supposed to be, some chiefs who are not supposed to be crowned and all that. So politics have entered into this matter. Every state, some governors make sure that the traditional rulers are in their pockets. And you can see the problem it always generates.
Is that like the norm amongst the traditional rulers right now, because I wouldn't know if the Oba of Benin is an exception. Because
So the Oba Benin.
You know,
Let's get into some of the
You dare not.
papers
You
now.
dare not try that in Benin.
Let's
You
take
dare
some
not.
headlines from other dailies now.
Okay.
Quickly to The Guardian.
Yes, I'm going to go there. The front page of The Guardian is where we're going right now. The banner headline here reads, Japa or modern slavery. How UK visa system deportation risks silence exploited care workers. And that's the banner headline of the Guardian newspaper. And of course, it's the big story on page 4 and 5. Another headline here reads, Federal government seeks new student loan act, jail term for offenders. And then also you find here Kaduna abductors demand 1 billion naira, threaten to kill victims. Another headline here reads, man bags life jail term for introducing neighbor's daughter to pornography. Man bags life jail term for introducing neighbor's daughter to pornography.
Yeah.
All right, another headline here reads, 2 years after ascension, Olubada joins ancestors at 82. Another one here reads, retired officers to sue IGP scribe over contempt of court order. Another headline here reads, Akpabio threatened over Ningi's suspension as federal government dismisses budget padding claims. The one we mentioned earlier, internet outage cripples business operations in Nigeria and others. And then the final headline here states that IPOB rejects ranching in Southeast, urges governors to defy presidential order. Well, you can find another pictorial here of a young lady and a young girl who some hands are trying to just, grasp her. Well, you definitely would see all of that at the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Now, Barrister, which of these headlines would you want to react to?
Our children in kidnappers then, please, somebody should do something. Because these kidnappers, these terrorists, they are not joking. If they can take all that effort to take them into the bush, you don't expect them to release them freely like that. It's not possible. So all the threat that I will not pay ransom, I will not pay ransom. When push come to shove, that money will come out too, even though they will not tell us exactly what happened. Remember the Kaduna Abuja train bombing? Remember what happened? The MD of Bank of Industry, how much was paid to release him alone? 100 million. So since the federal government does not know what to do with the terrorists and insecurity, let them be paying ransom now to save our lives. They refuse to do the needful. So what are they talking about? If the government had been proactive over the years, this thing would have ended. So since they continue to pamper them, then they shouldn't blame anybody for the repercussions. That's the truth. They have been giving conditions over the years, and government have been obeying them. They are being pampered. Even when our soldiers manage to get some of them, they are being rehabilitated. So what are you now saying? You won't pay ransom. Mr. Tinubu, pay that ransom for the sake of those children. Because if the body bags start coming, in fact, you can't contain the heat from both within and outside Nigeria. Yes.
All right, then. Let's get into another paper now.
And that would be the Vanguard newspaper. And above the nameplate, we have high interest rates. Risks aversion drives pension funds to FG Securities. Okay, damage undersea cable disrupt internet services in Nigeria, Africa countries. Tinubu to governors, I beg your pardon. It's time for governance, let's set aside political differences. You can get that on page 2 of the Vanguard newspaper. Port Harcourt refineries will deliver petrol in 2 weeks, and this is coming from Kiari. That is also on the page 2 of the Vanguard newspaper. I'm smiling when I'm reading that one. Okay, and the banner headline says abductors demand 1 billion naira vow to kill victims in 20 days. And we have the riders. Military vows to rescue school children. Says abduction succeeded because the military was not notified on time. Notes school children taken to terrain difficult to access. Explains a reason for upsurge in mass abduction. NSCDC working with others to secure release of Kaduna students. CG. FCT to use drones to track kidnappers. And this is coming from Wiki. 19 northern governors, NSA, a service chief, meet on principal review of security architecture. We have a pictorial, and that is from the First Lady, as she empowers vulnerable people in the country. And we have another headline. Benue armed herdsmen killed 147 in 2 months. Ethnic leaders chair. For 50 taxes will be reduced to single digit in Lagos. LIRS chair and sub-chair. Teachers, welfare packages. Government requires 345 billion naira to pay monthly salaries. That is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Alleged 3.7 trillion budget pardon. Article joins fray, demands probe. Okay, and we have an editorial by Owe Lakemifa, and that's on the page 17 of the Vanguard newspaper. Then target for Super Eagles is to win World Cup, and that is coming from Opmala, who insists that is what the Super Eagles have as their target, and that is on page 30 of the Vanguard newspaper. And those are the stories that made the headlines on Vanguard newspaper this morning. Barrister Darlington, which one do you want to, talk about?
Please, it's still on insecurity. Every time northern leaders and security agencies meet, what did they come out with? If you ask me, this meeting it has become like a broken record because nothing comes out. Each time they will go for meeting, they will review security architecture. The last time I checked, this security architecture has been reviewed for more than 20 times. That means they have not even gotten to the solution to the problem. The solution to this problem is the political will. I am telling you nothing else. Political will to damn the consequences and confront this evil headlong. If you don't do that, you are wasting your time. How do you rehabilitate terrorists into the society? You have forgotten that what they are pursuing is an ideology that's inside their blood. And you are telling me that because they swore with one particular religion, therefore they can no longer cause problem. You bring them into the society. People that should have been somewhere paying for their sins. So the government, the federal government in particular, they are not ready to solve this problem. That is why the thing is festering.
Okay. You said that is why the thing or the reason of the security. Now, what do you make of the Port Harcourt refineries that, according to Melekari, will start delivering petrol in 2 weeks?
How many times now? Fina, how many times now? You know when I told you that I don't believe in this, these are my reasons. So, when the government cannot be specific and sincere in leading their people so that they can join you, they can align with what you are doing and what you are saying. These are my reasons. Just wait. Shebi they said April. April is next month. You will hear one thing again that will cause another delay. These are the reasons. So when I tell you that these are, I don't believe in what these are my reasons. They have never been sincere to Nigerians, and that is why Nigerians don't even understand what is going on. And after they will say that you are speculating, conspiracy theory. What do you expect when you are not leading the people with the truth? What exactly is delaying this thing since how many years now? From Buhari era, Buhari has left office. They are still postponing this thing, postponing it. And the job rehabilitation, it's not as if they are building a new one. No. Rehabilitation, how long does it take to do a term? Turnaround maintenance, how long? No specific time. Every time they will shift it. Okay, what was the reason? No reason. You will just let us watch, let us watch. Eventually, when it starts, they have already told you that even when it starts, it will not solve your fuel problem. Remember, so the price may not come down. People should have that at the back of their mind. The man at the NNPC, he has told you that even if you start working, that it will not bring the cost of fuel down.
But at least we have 450,000, barrel added to the ones that we have.
That's what I'm telling you now. They tell that even when they start working, even when the refineries start working, it will not bring down the price of fuel. Even with Dangote soon, it will not bring it. So you ask yourself, what was the reason for all the gra-gra? If the fuel pump price will not come down, then what was the reason for all the noise? That is the question Nigerians should be asking. I have said it and I'm maintaining. There is something about this fuel subsidy that nobody have told us. Go and check. There is something. If we start refining and the price did not come down, then what was the reason? We should then let us go back to importing. That's what they are dragging you to. If it doesn't come down, they will find one reason. They will coin it in a way that Nigerians will believe them why the price will not come down. Then you now ask yourself, is it not better we start importing? That's the truth. So I don't believe in what they are saying until somebody is sincere. One day, I pray I will live to see it. When somebody will come out sincerely and tell us what is going on at NNPC. Because remember, it is not a private company. Yet they are still dictating the price of fuel. How did it happen? This is a private business. Yet they are now working for government. I don't understand. Please, somebody should explain to me. Maybe I don't know what I'm saying. A private company. Taking charge of the importation of fuel in the whole country.
All right, that's the much you can take on the paper review this morning due to time constraint. But we'd like you to know that up next on our radar this morning, federal governments have already proposed that they will spend $1 billion to rehabilitate country's seaports. Details and more when we come back. But remember, we still have Barrister Darlington Agumo with us in the studio who will help us to, do the analysis on that topic when we come back.